Alright, I need your guys' input. I want to start doing videos a couple a week, maybe once a week. I'm not sure, depending on how busy I am, but I want to try to start making a video. Like right now, I'm sitting at a shipper waiting to get loaded, maybe waiting to deliver, or even if it's a nice smooth road where it's not shaking around so much, maybe even driving. But I'd like to probably pull out a couple of questions or comments or whatever from you guys and discuss things. I'm answering questions as you guys ask them. Sometimes I'm getting asked 2 or 3 times the same questions. Obviously, everybody doesn't see all the questions and all the answers. So I think it would be interesting to pick out a couple, 2 or 3 at a time. Try to keep these videos short, 5, 6 minutes, 10 minutes tops maybe. And put these out so I can answer questions. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. If you're interested in it, let me know. These will be pretty easy to edit. It's just going to be pretty much a straight through Q&A kind of time here. So I can probably get them out pretty quick. I'll record them during the day, maybe get them out in the evening or the next morning. Depending on my internet situation. Obviously, I am traveling. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. So, to start off, let's say the biggest question, obviously, is my truck. I did a Meet the Beast video. I did that a couple of weeks back where I did a walk around of the truck. The trailer, my equipment. I showed how the truck was set up. I answered a lot of questions that people were asking before. But let's touch back on that again. My truck is a 2018 Dodge Ram 5500 cab chassis. It's a 197-inch wheelbase from the factory. And it's got 444 rear ends. Chose this truck. It's a Laramie package. I chose this truck because me and my wife decided to come out here together. She's not with me right now. She decided to take some time off. She's visiting family and family and stuff down in Florida. So right now I'm alone out here. But we chose this truck because we were going to live in it. We sold our property in Montana. We still live in Montana, reside in Montana, based out of Montana. But I bought a big fifth wheel, and we can pretty much go wherever she wants. We got family in Florida. Our kids are up in Montana. I got another kid. He, the oldest, he is a pilot, escort for oversized loads and stuff. I used to have a business doing that and got him into that a few years back. So he bounces all over the place. So we can take this fifth wheel and travel around and, stay where we want to. So, but that's the reason we bought this truck. We were going to live in it, so we wanted something nice. The wife wanted to be comfortable. I want to be comfortable too, but it was mainly trying to make it as comfortable for the wife. I've lived on the road for years in trucking. Been trucking since I got my CDL, 21 years old, driving over state lines. Been in many different types of trucking. So, but back to my truck. Again, it's a 2018 Ram 5500 cab chassis with a 197-inch wheelbase from the factory. I bought it in December of 2017. I didn't get to see the truck. I saw pictures, but I didn't get to see the truck until after the conversion was done. When I bought it through the dealer, they shipped it straight up to Grifton, North Carolina to Roadmaster. Roadmaster did a phenomenal job building my truck. Buster and his team up there, good people, great to work with, and highly recommend if anybody's interested in doing a sleeper conversion. That is a really good company to work with. You can see in the back there, it is a nice sleeper, a 54-inch sleeper, and it slept me and my wife good for over a year. We were comfortable in the truck, and yeah, so, but it got shipped straight up to him First thing he did was sent it to a third party who did a frame stretch on it. Had to stretch it to get the sleeper on there because I got the crew cab. The crew cab, adding a sleeper, you have to do a stretch or you won't be able to hook up to a trailer and have any turn radius or anything like that. So the fellow that he used to do the stretch, he did a good job on it. There was a few little hiccups here and there when I got it back, but again, that's where Buster stepped up and he honored everything, took care of anything, and got the truck working in perfect condition. So took a couple of months. I did it over the holidays, so Christmas and that kind of stuff, so probably took a little longer than it should have for me, but me and my wife took a break. We took a couple of months off while the truck was being built, and yeah, once I got the truck back, we got back to work. So I put the truck to work in March, I guess, of the end of February, beginning of March of 2018. Had only like 3,000 miles on it when I picked it up from the dealership, and went right to work with it. I am now in August of 2018, and I'm sitting at 195,000 miles. So, been a lot of miles driven in this truck, and I'm hoping there's many more to come. So that's the truck. I did do a Kelderman air ride air suspension on it, hoping that it would make the ride a little bit better. One of the big questions I have is about the air ride. I didn't drive this truck before the air ride was on it, so I don't know how it improved the ride of this truck. I have driven these trucks before, cab chassis, and I know they are a rough ride. Without a trailer on this truck, man, this thing is smooth. It is still a truck with a rigid suspension and all that, 5500, so it's pretty stout. But without a trailer, it's pretty smooth. With my trailer empty, it's pretty good ride too. Now, I don't have air ride on my trailer, so I still get trailer jerk. That's just something that's going to happen unless I can get myself a shocker hitch, air ride fifth wheel, or upgrade to an air ride trailer, which I've thought about those already. I actually tried to buy a trailer. That fell through, didn't work out. There's a funny story on the trailer I tried to buy. I'll touch on that later down the road, but yeah, so that's the truck. My trailer. People ask what kind of trailer I run, how long is it? Guys, I have a load trail, load max, whichever way you want to call it, 36-foot gooseneck with monster amps, 12K axle, and it's the low profile, so the main beams of the trailer are flush with the top of the deck. So my deck height is about 35 inches off the ground. I could put about a 10-foot 3, 10-foot 4 load on top and be 13.6. I have probably got, if I had to guess, over 300,000 miles on this trailer now. It's been a phenomenal trailer. I've been through many sets of tires. I had to do a couple brake jobs all the way around it. But that's normal wear and tear stuff, guys. It is getting to be rough condition as far as looks. There's a lot of rust. I travel all over the 48 states, northeast a lot in wintertime, so all these road conditions, salt and de-icer and everything they put, it does a number on a trailer. I try to wash trailer regularly, truck and trailer regularly, but it still does a number. So probably in the next year or so, hopefully I might see about getting this thing reconditioned or whatever you want to call it. Have them pull the deck off, sandblast it, do another paint job, or I'll just keep driving it until I can upgrade to a new one. I don't know. It's hard to stop driving when you're making money, so I've had to do a fair share of maintenance on it, fixing wires and things like that. These roads, they're just rough, and they do a number on the trailer. So I've done a little bit of customization. I have a cargo rack on the neck where I can carry things. I remounted my tires so I have extra space. I used to have a toolbox on the neck that kind of fell apart on me, so now it's just a platform for my tarps. The lid on my toolbox, it broke. That wasn't very long ago, but it broke off, so it's kind of open back there now. But I have everything set up, organized, where it's easy to haul. I have a chain rack on the neck. I carry 10 3/8 binders and 12 plus 3/8 chains. I cut all my 20-foot chains down to 10 foots, and I've got a normal chain hook on one end and a large grab hook on the other end of each chain. Some of those chains don't have one or the other on them over time, but I have plenty of equipment to haul whatever I need to haul. So, yeah, my truck and trailer. There was a comment the other day. A guy said, after watching my Meet the Beast video, he said, "Man, I don't know how you can haul anything with as much equipment that you have between the truck and trailer." And he's right. My truck is heavy. This thing weighs about 24,000 pounds empty. That's full of fuel, but empty. I'm plated at 43,000. That really leaves me about 19,000 pounds, give or take a little bit. But I don't load more than 18,000 pounds on the deck. It's just, I don't want to go to the max. I don't want to put where I'm going to be over. I've actually done that a couple of times. I'm not very fond of it. DOT's not very fond of it either. So 18,000 is about my max. So there's still plenty of room to haul good weight and make good money. The Kelderman air ride suspension is a real benefit because I can use air pressures to judge that I'm not overweight on my truck, on my axle on my truck. So I can load the loads where I need to leave as much room for additional loads to go on to make as much revenue as possible. And that goes back to the dispatch, having a good dispatcher. I think my dispatch is top notch. My opinion, guys. I know a few of you guys have already called him and discussed working with him. He said that he's gotten quite a few calls, but I don't think anybody's really pulled the trigger on using him or not. He is particular on the guys that he wants to work with. He's not interested in making just a little bit of money. He doesn't want a guy to come out, run for a few days, and want to be home. He wants the guys that are dedicated to the job. He wants the guys that can come out and work a couple of weeks without question. If you happen to live in a good area, he's out of Ohio. Ohio is a really good area. He's got drivers that are home every weekend. Sometimes they have to stay out a little longer than a week or so, but generally home on most weekends, just because of where they live. And that's with anybody. If you're out of Texas and you have a good dispatch or a broker that's out of down there and they knows how to get you loads to keep you around the house, you know, that's a benefit to be in a good area. I live in Montana, not a very good area. So that's why me and the wife got out here and we just stay out. Now, like I said, she's taking a break down in Florida, so I'll stay out a few weeks and then I'll go home, visit her for a few days, see if she's ready to come back out. If not, then I'll just keep doing this the way we're doing it. So, but he is really good at keeping you loaded. I do very little deadhead. You have to deadhead. It's a factor of the job. And sometimes I'll deadhead longer than I'd like, but on the end of the run that he deadheaded me to, it's just a benefit because I'm still running for really good money. Freight's been bad this year. It's been hard to make a good, steady, good run rate per mile. But again, having a good dispatcher who's paying attention, staying ahead of you, looking at the loads that are out there, you know, making sure you get the good loads. So the last couple of weeks, even with freight being down, man, I've had a couple of really good weeks. I've ran some loads that I thought, man, I don't know how we're going to make any money this week. And then at the end of the week, when I turn in my invoices, I look at it and like, how'd we do that? That's just phenomenal, amazing. But that goes back to the dispatcher. He'll book me loads, pay attention to the load board, stay on top of it. Even if he books me a load that's not paying really good, he's still watching ahead. And if another load comes up that's paying that much better, that's en route, that's going to be good, guys, we'll cancel one load and get on to another one just because it's not paying that good. He doesn't do that often because canceling loads is not a very good thing. But sometimes we just book the load to get to the next load. You take the good with the bad. Sometimes you got to run for $1, $1.20 a mile, so you can get over there to get that $2, $3 a mile freight. You're really not seeing that much this year, but you're pretty steady. You're running $1.50s, $1.60s, $1.70s. Staying busy that way. So if you guys are interested in my dispatch, I will share his information with you. I'm not sure how many people he's willing to put on or if he's going to work for you or not. But he will answer your call and he will talk to you and find out if it's going to be a good fit for you or him, whatever. So I can link my email in this video right here. So you guys can email me, ask me about it, and I will gladly share the information. Just remember, he's pretty picky about who he works with because he wants to make good money. He's not out here to just make a little bit and just keep you moving. He's going to make you the best revenue possible, and you got to work for it. So that's the other big question on my dispatch there. And the last one I want to touch on this video, we're already about 17 minutes into this one, is startup. Guys, I've been doing this now for 3.5, 4 years. I don't remember all my startup costs. I did my startup while I was working at a previous company, getting everything in order, and then I left that company to start this. There's a company out there, TBS. I don't know if there's more to it or not, but TBS I hired to do my authority. I paid them $400 to $600 or something, I believe, and they took care of everything I needed to get my authority except for my insurance. Once they were working on the authority, I started looking for insurance. And again, I live in Montana. Not very many people writing insurance for HotShots in Montana. So I got hooked up with a insurance broker out of Arizona. I want to say it's in Phoenix. I'm not exactly sure, but Rig Quote is the company, and it's really good to have a broker, insurance broker, because each year when it's renewal time, she gets on there and she goes and searches for the best rate for me possible. The first couple years, guys, as a new entrant, HotShot, it sucks. You're lucky if you can find anything other than Progressive. That's where I had to start, and Progressive robbed me. I mean, they just found any way to rake me over the coal. If I remember, my wife kind of reminded me a little bit when I was talking to her about it, but I think we paid somewhere around $1,200 a month for insurance in the first year. That's for one truck, one trailer, a pretty good record, and it was just expensive. But having that mortgage broker, the second year, she hunted me out insurance. Couldn't really find me a better deal, but with Progressive got me down to about $1,000 a month for my second year. After my second year went and gotten done, the third year, she was hunting me for a good rate again, and then she killed it that year. She found a company that I hooked up with, and my insurance payment was $500 a month on my third year. That was phenomenal. I saved a ton of money on just insurance. And then renewing into my fourth year, I had a couple infractions in my 3rd year. There was a small accident. I caught a couple of tickets for load securement and that kind of stuff. We won't talk about a speeding ticket, but my insurance went up about $80. So it's somewhere around $570, $580 for the 4th year. But that one's on me. So that one's on me though, because I got the tickets. So, but having a mortgage broker, insurance broker, not a mortgage broker, an insurance broker, she does an awesome job at trying to find the best rates that she can. And so TBS was doing my authority. She found my insurance. Once my authority became active, my insurance was good. I was pretty much good to go, and I went out and started working. Being a new entrant, I didn't know all the little things. You're going to get a new entrant audit within 190 days, I believe it is, of your authority becoming active. Just make sure you have everything in order. All your loads that you've ran, inspections, anything that you've had done, make sure it's all in order. They will go through everything. The one thing they got me on was drug consortium, drug screening. I was unaware of this, and luckily they worked with me. Didn't really give me any issue as long as I got hooked up with one. I couldn't do no more work until I took care of that, so I had to shut down, get hooked up with the drug consortium, get a pre-employment drug screen, and then I could get back to work. So I got all that taken care of. I hooked up with a drug consortium out of Florida. I paid them. I got my screen done and back on the road. So it was fairly easy. I had all my stuff in order. They did it over the phone with me. I had to go on there and scan and submit a lot of documents, show them everything. They never came out to my place, but they did go over everything, and they got me on the drug screening. So, but other than that, guys, I can't think that I paid more than, I'd say $600-700 max to get my authority in line. $100 a month is what or a year is what I pay, I believe, for my drug consortium now. But the insurance is huge. I had to have a large down payment to get the insurance active. Toe Piglet, I believe, did a video a long time ago, if I remember, about startup and all that, and he recommended, if I believe it was $10,000 in your savings before you get into this. And boy, I wish I'd have known that before I started, because I didn't have anything when I started. I paid everything out in cash to get everything started, bought all my equipment. I financed a truck and trailer, and then I took off. And fuel, I put that on credit cards to start. Yeah, that was a mistake, guys. You need to get a fuel card. That's another thing. I run RTS Fleet One. That's the fuel card I use. Been using since first month or so into this, and they're pretty good. They got a 7-day billing cycle. If you fuel today, they invoice it tomorrow, and you have 7 days to pay. They give you a small line of credit, just enough to get you through a week or so, and then a 7-day billing cycle. They will nail you on their late fees, I will tell you that, though. So you got to make sure that you're paying. Once I got the fuel card in order, signed up with a factor company too. I did that before I started. Factor company was so I could get paid regularly, because I knew I was going to need to get my paychecks as quick as possible, because I didn't have any reserve. I didn't have any bank. I recommend exactly what Toe Piglet said. Have at least 10 grand in the bank. That way when you get out here, you can be ready for anything. Breakdowns, food, lodging, just general maintenance. All the things are going to happen that you're just unaware of. So, yeah, I can't think of really anything more right now that Those are the top ones that I've been asked about: truck, trailer, startup costs, fuel card, that kind of stuff. So, but it's about 25 minutes into this one, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. Let me know what you guys think. If you are into this, ask questions. I will answer them. I'll try to answer them when you ask it, replying back. But good questions that a lot of people are asking, or I think that a lot of people want to know. I will probably start making a couple of these videos a week, one a week for sure, unless you guys think it's not worth it. Leave your questions and comments, and if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. Follow me in what I'm doing. My recaps are pretty interesting at the end of the week. I'm going to start including dollar amounts for the loads for everybody that wants to know. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Let me know what you guys like to discuss. All right, here we go.